And then Thurman Fleet comes along in 1931, has his peak experience in consciousness is what he called it. And he kind of had got downloaded all this information into his subconscious mind and spent the rest of his life trying to get it out and explain it to everyone else so they could go through a similar process and how to clean out all these concepts that are not helping an individual in life, as well as for a doctor to help a patient who says, hey, I'm not a fast healer. Well, that's a negative concept. And if you're a
Mm,
doctor working with that, you're going to have a patient that's going to take a lot longer to get better than someone that comes in and says, hey, I'm a fast healer.
mm. What pulled you into this? Like, was it just curiosity, or did you have that kind of one case or moment where you thought, okay, like this works?
Well, see, again, it's going to be story time. It's
Do it,
always,
man. Let's
it's always story.
go
So,
for it. Yeah.
um, when I was in like my second year of practice, a patient comes in, low back pain, right
Mhm.
side. I can still see it. I know the room I'm in, and it's like his third adjustment. He's no better. So I go grab my dad, and I'm like, Dad, and my dad practiced for almost 40 years. He was a phenomenal chiropractor. I'm like, Dad, come in and check this guy out. He's not getting results. He's starting to get frustrated.
Mhm.
And I want to help the guy. Like I generally wanted to help him. And I can tell that he's frustrated and he's getting ready to leave and not come back. So my dad walks in the room, talks to him for a second, finds out that he was in the military around the same time my dad was. And my dad's like, all right, we got to get you better, lays him down, checks him out. He uses a Thompson technique and then goes, oh, your problem's right here. It was a Thompson-ish technique because my dad had his own spin on things, and found a T12 that was anterior and flipped him over and did an A to P adjustment. The guy got up and says, hey, back feels great. Like almost pain is all gone. And I'm like, what just happened? So we go back in my office, and I'm like, what'd you just do? He's like, well, I use this technique. That's what I did. Well, I found this bone. That's what I did. I found it this direction. That's what I did. And well, I adjusted him like this. That's what I did. I was literally standing right next to you when you did this whole thing. How come he got better with your adjustment, not with mine?
Not mine.
And my dad couldn't explain it. He didn't know how, and he tried to, but he didn't understand the mechanics, but he was able to do this, and he was able to do it at a very high level and high degree. And so in that, it made me start to think a little bit. And as the years start going by, you look at first in chiropractic, it's always physical. Everything's a physical technique. Everything's a physical adjustment until it doesn't work. And then you go into, I went into nutrition at that point and learned everything I could about nutrition. And I was learning nutrition at the time as well. And so then I'm like, oh, I just got to do this different until that didn't work. And then it was an aspect of nutrition and that didn't work. And then I was really trying to focus on some different aspects within kind of both of them to get them to work better. And it wasn't working. And then I looked at another technique, and there's a doctor that was teaching the zone technique, but it was a very watered down version of what Dr. Fleet taught. And this doctor could not answer the questions that I had and was not able to fill in these holes. And so I'm like, well,
Mm.
let's go to the source. I'll just go to concept therapy, still around.